Right. Guard your interests. Now, this has come to mind whilst watching The Pursuit of Happiness. And it was a part where Will Smith's character was telling his son to not let anyone tell him what he can and can't do. And for me, I believe this is important to tell young kids. Now, I think back to the times when I was at school where I had to guard my interests with dear life, but a little on that later. Now, I think about kids from the ages of year 7 to year 11 to 16, and that's a really tricky period to continue having a primary school interest. Like, for instance, if you're interested in nature when you were in year 4, you may not have that interest in, say, year 7 or year 8, and likewise with any other interests. Like, I feel that it's absolutely vital to guard your interests into secondary, as it may help you on in later life. I'm not sure how, but it just does. No, making the transition from primary school to secondary school is really tricky, as as it's a time where you're maybe thinking, should I still be interested in this? Should I no longer be interested in that? And it's difficult because you come under like new pressures, like pressure from society, pressure to fit in. Like, secondary school is not a place that you'd really want to stand out as an 11 to 16-year-old, because what happens to pretty much everybody, like, if you're seen to be different from everyone else, you get scorned. Unfortunately, but that's the truth of life, and it's a shame, but there we go. Now, looking back to when I was at school, I was very interested in football in primary school and in secondary school. Now, being interested in football in primary, yeah, that was seen as the okay thing to do at the time. And many people thought that, oh, this was just a phase and he's going to get bored of it. And then when I went into year 7, that for me, I was still interested in football. And people were like, how are you still interested in football in secondary? Like, just grow up, like, just find a new interest, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I did find a new interest, but I was still interested in football well into secondary, which just confused many people. Like, what? Why is this guy still interested in football? Like, you know what I mean? And I'm sure it would have happened to many other people as well. Like, and this is the reason for this video, why it's called guarding your interests. But I think overall, I really do think that guarding your interests into secondary is absolutely key, because it helps you on later in life. Like, who says you can't be whatever you want to be? Like, you don't have to be whatever society wants you to be, or whatever society thinks you have to be. Like, ultimately, it's your choice with whatever you want to do with your life. And if society says no, then that's then it is what it is. By that, I mean that if society says no, then that's the time to go, to just absolutely go for it, because you may never know. And I'm turning into to one of those motivational speakers now, and this is not what this video is meant to be. But hey, so the crux of it, of this is quite simply, guard your interests. Don't let people tell you what you can and can't do, because, being honest, you're the only one who knows what you want to do. Nobody else. Yeah, that. But hey, what are your thoughts on this? Like, for me, For me, yeah, as I said, it's absolutely vital to guard your interests in, especially in secondary. But that's just my 2 cents. So I'll pass it over to you now. What do you think? Right, just one more thing. If you're a parent of a child who's going through, who, let me start again. If you're the parent of a child or children who are going through the transition of going from year 6 to year 7, or they're well into secondary school, then please share this with them. I mean, it's not all the time I do videos like this, but for me, I believe this video may help one or two people who are undecided with what they want to do, or not what they want to do, but rather who they want to be in life. Because for me, my secondary school experience was very tricky, as was the case with many other people. Like, they weren't sure who they wanted to be. They weren't sure what interests they could still have, or what's not. So yeah, just please share this video as much as you can. I believe this video may help a lot of people going through struggles. And I'm just, oh God, that sounds so cheesy. You know what? It is what it is.